All right, and we are on live. Happy Thirsty Thursday,
Yes, we are.
everybody.
Howdy, howdy.
How are we all doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah, everybody.
Feeling kind of funky.
Yeah,
I got a million OJ lines. I'm sorry. I'm trying to. I'm
No,
trying to be good.
no.
filter on.
Yeah.
Filter
Gotta turn that filter on. Sometime.
on. Lord have mercy.
Real quick, while we're saying hello, I'm just gonna just pop up a quick our disclaimer here. So anything you guys see and hear or clips that we see, obviously, all copyrighted. We claim no ownership of it whatsoever, and matter of fact, pay dues to Columbia Pictures and those people over there are using this just for fair use and honestly, a little education, have a little fun. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Share the joy with other fans.
exactly right. And if you guys can't figure out the topic yet, maybe you can figure it out now. Oh, I'm back there. So, quick pick there. The topic for the night: Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. That's exactly right. Yes, Ghostbusters. I really had to kind of dive back in and look some things up because love Ghostbusters. Enjoyed the movies, but it has been so long since I've made some connections. In fact, honestly, it's one of the things I think I love when we do the back in the day shows because I find myself going back and really trying to kind of close gaps in. And this was another one. I mean, this is an education for me all week because I have to go back in and start pulling up clips, and reading, and like, okay, homework for tonight, and it's the intriguing part of it, though. Really cool stuff.
Very, very good at reminiscing whenever we pick topics like this.
Oh man, and so many lately that we have done that I've just been like deep diving, and you almost like rediscover things. It's almost like hearing a song that was a favorite of yours 30 years ago. You hear it, and you get that same mad rush, that same feeling like, holy cow, this is incredible. Yeah, good stuff. Good evening, Mike, JJ, Nate. So,
good evening.
Vic.
And I even changed my name for the occasion. So
I see that. JJ Vinkman. Check that out.
Yep.
That's right.
Any relation to Dr. Venkman?
I'm like his third cousin twice removed. The only DNA that we have is sarcasm, apparently, but hey, that's all. What is it through 23andMe? 100% sarcasm and a pain in the ass. There you go.
So there's your
Maria,
connection.
I love you.
Oh, nice.
There's my connection to Vinkman. There, look at that.
Speaking of Ghostbusters, I think the fourth one is here, guys. Hey!
Hey!
There he is.
Something weird is going on.
Good to see you, Keith. How are you, buddy?
Lawyer.
Hey.
I didn't even know he stole that song. Ray Parker Jr. I didn't know he stole that song.
I didn't know he stole it either.
I don't know if he stole the song, but yeah, it was kind of hitting too close to home kind of thing, I guess. I don't know.
When they cut the film, and every time that when they cut a film, they always throw in songs to fit the score to set the pace for people watching it. And they used the scene when they're all doing the montage. It was I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis.
Oh.
And Ray Parker turned his song in, and Huey noticed it sounded just a little too much like his. So he got some money out of it. But Ray Parker wrote a million songs. It's not, I'm sure he didn't, and just probably said, okay, that's the beat, that's the rhythm they want. So I'll just write a song to it,
Well, and he wasn't like a flash in the pan. I mean, he'd been around for a long time. He had his own band, very established. But even before that, he was a super I shouldn't say super huge, incredibly talented guitar player.
Yeah.
Not only playing for some of his own bands, he was a guitar player for Stevie Wonder on a couple albums.
Yeah.
I mean, really was. I mean, he was phenomenal. Yeah,
He
that was an
had,
incredible musician.
Yeah, Radio RAYDIO. That was his group.
That was his band. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nate's
And,
facts.
Nate's facts.
Nate's facts.
That's two. Look at that.
Two, brother.
It
There
takes
you
a
go.
while, but you know,
You
it's
get
like
your
digging up a body. You know, it's a lot of work, but I'm getting. Radio was a Parker hit. Yeah, that was the name of the group too. Yeah, got the spelling right as well. Yep. Yeah,
So,
awesome.
How is everybody? What?
Good. Long time no see.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Night swim is in the mail, Keith.
Night swim is in the house.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you. I will
Welcome. Enjoy.
Watching that this weekend, sometime this weekend.
Very nice.
Uh-huh. Yes. Did you guys see that picture though of Ernie Huston? Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah,
he is jacked.
Yeah,
man.
I have it. I'm going to bring it up. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. Like, what is that guy doing that I'm not doing? I mean, really, what the hell is he doing?
I don't know.
First off, Nate, you work out a lot, Nate, and everything, but he's got Ghostbusters money, so I'm sure he's got a trainer that comes over to the house 3 hours a day.
Man.
But I mean, not just him and his his skin, his face.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just looks amazing.
The hair is
he's like Dick Clark.
The hair is
send me the link. I'll buy a bottle. I mean, come on, like, what the hell? Holy shit! I mean, I'm sorry, but
look
at him. I mean, there's nothing that looks aged or worse. Not his hair, not his mustache. I get it. He's got some Ghostbusters money, but the guy is just phenomenal. Like I was just amazed when I saw that. Yeah,
he was at Shark Con a couple years ago because they always do other movie stuff, and it was like the Ghostbusters year. And I met him, and he was just, I was like, wow. All right, who are you? Are you Mr. Hudson's son? Are you? No. It was him.
Seriously. I mean,
for him, that's got to be like just for men. That's, you know what I'm saying?
It looks like they froze him and brought him out 3 years ago. I mean, holy cow. Unbelievable.
That's how you get jacked. You carry a proton pack and you wind up looking like that.
Maybe rub some of that slime on you after you get slimed. Maybe that's what it is.
That wasn't slime. That was basically vitamin C.
What's the line, Jane? I feel so funky.
I feel so funky.
He's slimy.
He's slimy. I feel so funky.
Ernie aged the best out of the cast. Well,
yeah.
Sigourney Weaver still looks good.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, no doubt. So, question for you guys early on. Did you guys see this in the theater? I did not see this in the theater. This was like an HBO movie for me. Not that I didn't want to. I just didn't. Did you guys see this in the theater when it came out?
No.
I just started working in the theater in the theater business when it opened. It was that and Temple of Doom and Gremlins.
Oh, yes. I was an usher.
It was a busy summer.
Oh, you mean the actual movie? Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, in the theater. Okay.
Yeah, I was an usher. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we got to see an employee sneak, the night before it actually opened. And
oh, that's cool.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
Someone's chiming in. Yep. Saw it in the movie theater in
Saw it in the movie theater. Yep. 1984, Toronto. That's got to be Victor.
Victor. Got to be Victor.
So if you guys are going to wind up commenting, make sure you put your name on so we can read it on the cast.
Yeah, put it at the beginning of the comment, end of the comment, whatever you want to do. Yep.
Tell us if you feel funky or if you feel like the floor of a taxi cab. Either one.
And Jamie was sending me some good background information that I wasn't aware of, and that was how the whole idea of Ghostbusters came about. So, Janie, why don't you fill us in here?
So apparently, you all recognize, Dr. Ray Stantz here, played by Dan Aykroyd. But apparently, is it his grandfather, great grandfather? I can't remember. But it all started to where his family does paranormal investigations. Mm-hmm. So he would do that. They would do it up in Canada, and that's where the story kind of correlated between him and Ramis and anybody else. But it's basically based on his family. His brother still does the investigations, as far as I know. There was even a TV show about it, to where you would go with his brother, and they would go to different places like plantations. New Orleans is very haunted, Savannah or wherever, and try to basically Ghostbust or see any kind of paranormal activity. So really it started with his family, and that's where the concept came from.
And I'll say it before Victor does. Dan Aykroyd is indeed Canadian.
Yes, he is. He is very Yep.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
And he also has webbed feet.
Yes.
Now that
and he never had it corrected.
Really?
Yes. Never had it corrected. Yes. Wow. Mike's facts and Janie's. I got to get these up, guys. I am slacking.
Wow.
Slacking tonight. We got Janie's facts.
Janie's facts.
Janine's facts. I like the Janine's. There we go. Janine's facts.
Janine. Oh, Jesus.
Janine.
I told you it's been a busy week.
I love it.
There we go. Oh, my gosh. And we got a Mike's facts up. Yeah. Webbed feet and never had him corrected. I guess they asked him at one point in time. He's like, I don't need to. He had some type of injury with him or something. He said, nah, forget it.
And then he wound up marrying Donna Dixon. You go.
Yeah, right. And so some of the original ideas, he had a lot of evolving ideas of what and who. Oh, man, come on. Slides working in there. And so some of the original lineup, John Belushi obviously was supposed to be. I think that's fairly common knowledge. I didn't realize he was actually going through and he was, I guess, still working on the script or finalizing the script when he got the call that Belushi died. He said, I was literally writing out one of his parts or something to that extent when he got the phone call.
Wow.
So kind of ironic. And so he was trying to figure out what to do and which direction to go. He really wanted Eddie Murphy really bad. And apparently he also wanted John Candy, and John Candy was kind of not really into doing it. Wasn't really into getting tied down with a film at the time. It's kind of like as awesome as a movie as it was. You almost want to go, I want to see that movie with these guys in it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that could have went all different directions. That could have been a completely different film. But yeah.
But I also think Eddie Murphy. I mean, I'll just assume that he would have played Winston, but it would have been a whole different dynamic because.
Was that a cat?
Was that a cat that just walked by? Was that a
ghost? That was my cat. Now I got to figure out where he put my visual because now I lost my visual. There it is. Okay, so
the cat is with the spirit realm, and it is helping you out, brother.
That's right.
Long story short, I had rescued a cat at my mom's house. She lives in some rural area, and somebody, I guess, drove up her lane and basically threw him out. He had been living there for about 3 weeks and was not doing well outside. And I was out doing work, and he was just crying. He wouldn't come out one day, and he was a ball of dirt and mud. And I was out there doing work at my mom's place and trying to get some things done. And next thing you know, he comes over and he's rubbing my lap. And I opened up my pickup truck and he jumped in. It was cold. It was like high 30s, and he crawled under the back seat and curled up and fell asleep. And I was like, well, I got to help him out some way. So anyway, we brought him home. He's living downstairs in my den because he and the other cats aren't exactly hitting it off just yet. And his name is Hooper. Go figure.
Hooper.
You didn't see like
Hooper's-
you didn't see like an alien egg around it, did you? Just,
I thought I was in the Matrix, man. So remember that scene? I thought I saw a cat walk by, and it was deja vu.
It was the tail. It was like,
no, it was just like
Nate, they had a goat. They had a goat stuck under the underpass walking along 85 feet above the highway the other day. They rescued it. If you want a goat, there's one here in Kansas City.
hey,
hey, let's barbecue it.
The best is my wife was in the house and I'm outside doing work, and all I did is I sent a picture looking through the windshield of my truck with this cat in the console, and she went, "What the hell is that?" I told her, "He's in the truck." She thought I was joking with her. 20 minutes later, the joke was on her. But that's the way it goes. He's a good guy, Cooper. He's a good guy. All right. Oh,
Hey,
we lost somebody here. Hold on.
Yeah. Janine.
He's coming back.
Oh, there she
Lord.
is.
Yeah, yeah. We have bad weather going around, but that's okay. I'll keep coming back. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we're supposed
All
to
right.
Just kind of went through the wall.
All right. I'm going to track here. Let's get her serious face going. So, and the whole John Belushi connection and the connection with John essentially being Slimer. And Slimer went by a couple names. In the movie, what they call him, like Old Onion Head or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it was Slimer until the cartoon.
Yeah, I think it was.
The animated series came out. He was Slimer.
Yeah, he went by like,
what was it? Obnoxious green blob.
Yeah.
Am I right?
He went by that.
Blob.
Disgusting blob. Yeah.
Disgusting blob.
Right.
Yeah. Which is fitting. I mean, pretty much that's why I put him next to a picture of Bluto there. It's pretty much what he was imitating.
That's what it was based on. Yeah.
I think they did pretty well with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I stumbled across this picture. So in the Ghostbusters fandom world, he is so revered, and I guess so much people would wish that he would have been in the film. They've even made an action figure of him as a Ghostbuster.
That's cool.
And that's what you're looking at.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, could you imagine Belushi?
Oh my gosh.
Or even Eddie Murphy?
He would have been Venkman?
Probably. I don't know.
Probably, yes.
I would probably say yeah.
I would assume.
He would have. I mean, he was like the original. Even but Bill Murray, when he was on Saturday Night Live, he was always kind of sarcastic and everything. Yeah. I mean, Belushi was brilliant and everything. I have no doubt it would have been good. I just think with the original envisioned cast, though, it would have been their personalities entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But he still would have been that, kind of smart ass, definitely the comic relief kind of, but definitely doesn't parallel Bill Murray at all.
Yeah. Even comparing Ernie to Eddie, which I did. I love Ernie. If you could imagine Eddie Murphy in that, man, that would, like you said, Mike, that would have been a different dynamic altogether.
Oh yeah.
Oh, completely different dynamic.
But it would have been great because he had great chemistry with Aykroyd and Trading Places.
Right.
So, they were they worked well together.
You almost, and interesting you said that, Mike. You can almost look at the films that they were playing in around that time period together. So you look at Trading Places, and then you look at Beverly Hills Cop, and you're like, that would have been really interesting to take on a character.
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine Eddie
Murphy? Oh my gosh. And I don't think it would have been as clean as a film as what it was.
I believe anything. Yeah.
They might have changed the rating on that one a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that probably would definitely been rated R.
They're like, can I go home with you? No.
We got somebody else chiming in. Hey, everyone. Hello. Hey, drop your name in there so we know who's saying hi, if you don't mind there, guys. Good to see you.
Hello.
We got everyone hopping on here with us.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It might even be Donna. Donna said in tribute tonight she was eating a fluffer nut sandwich tonight.
Oh, there you go. The only way to
that was
do
her
it.
dinner tonight. That's right. So how about we hit just a little bit on some of the effects and maybe even some of the people behind the effects? Does that sound good? So how about we kind of touch base here a little bit? Janie sent me a couple pictures and a couple clips, and this is before CGI was really a thing. I mean, they had some effects, but it was before the CGI monster took over. So your practical effects were still king, and still hold up. Going back and watching clips and scenes, and they hold up really well. Even I don't want to say some of the art is lost, but I think it's easier at times just to digitize things than it was. You're looking at the taxi cab driver, the extent of the art that went into his space for a scene. Poor guy was probably sitting there for hours on end, and I mean, for
seconds,
30 seconds, yeah, for a few seconds of a shot, and that's really about it. And don't ask me why it didn't dawn on me, but I never knew until I saw this picture a few nights ago that that Slimer was actually a person in the costume. I thought it was more or less like a marionette type costume with a little bit of stop action motion. I had no idea.
Huh?
Interesting.
Me either.
Yep.
That's a Nate fact. You got it stumped.
Nate's
no, it's not a Nate fact. That's a Janie fact. I discovered it myself. It wasn't my fact. I'd love to take that, but no, Janie sent that to me, and yeah, that was a Janie fact there. Yeah,
Janie's facts.
Look at that. Janine still gets the other one. Janie gets the
Janine. That's right. I even have the glasses for Janine tonight. So there you go.
Janine Venkman. It has a ring to it. It sounds great.
It does. I love it.
Whatever takes the heat off of me, not spell checking myself, right? And just some more good ones. And the bottom left, I thought was a really candid one because it was the scene with Sigourney Weaver and the arms coming out of the couch, which must have been a very uncomfortable scene to shoot for just about everybody, especially the poor guy that had his hand up between her crotch. I can only imagine. That was.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the film.
I could only imagine.
Yeah.
And then there's hazard pay involved. So there you go.
I'll play that part.
I imagine that a lot too. So, I don't work that day for free.
Action!
My bad.
What did you do at work today, honey? Oh, nothing. Sigourney Weaver's no.
My gosh. So, after that scene was shot, they were standing around with like a cup of coffee or something to drink, and that conversation went like that. So how'd it go? I think it went okay. No eye contact was being made after that.
And the Oscar goes to... No, I'm kidding.
Nice. Hey, we got Sonia chiming in. Hello, Sonia from Australia.
Oh, Sonia.
Good to hear from you. We are all doing well, Sonia. We hope you're doing well, too.
Welcome to the madhouse.
Yeah, that's right. Join the club. We've got jackets. Yeah, exactly. She's saying, I saw Ghostbusters movie number 2 and absolutely loved it. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. Yeah.
Okay.
A little predictable, but I thought there was some merit. There's some good scenes to it, too.
Some good one-liners in that as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. And, the great thing about that picture, which is why I threw it up there, is if you see, and it's hard to see because it's a small black and white picture, but the arm coming through the couch on the left side is actually holding a banana, and Sigourney is taking a bite out of the banana. I thought that was a great candid picture, Yeah.
Well, somebody's got a lunch, so there you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the Stay Puft Man walking through the town, obviously scaled down model. I'm a huge fan of models and dioramas. I just infatuated with them. I used to film quite a bit of them, so it's always neat to see those scenes.
You know, when this scene came on, I was working at a theater. The people were laughing so hard, you can hear that. We were standing out in the lobby. You can hear them in the auditorium just cracking up.
Yeah.
We were going, oh, yeah, it must be the Stay Puft scene. That was the scene that had people on the floor. People were just cracking up when that Stay Puft made its appearance.
Walking through the city, yeah.
Every year I go to the Halloween spirit store, and every year I always think I want to buy that giant. They have a giant 8-foot inflatable of that, but
inflatable, yeah.
It doesn't fit the Jaws Man in the Shark's Jaws Halloween motif that I have. But one year.
But you have a lot of.
I keep going back after, hoping that nobody bought it and he's half price. But
you have a lot of Halloween stuff though, with Halloween movie stuff. Because I remember, Mike, you had Jason Voorhees at one time.
Yeah.
So why don't you just do a horror movie themed Halloween in your yard?
Oh, I might. I'm gonna go buy one. Well, Juanita, was your suggestion?
There you go.
Wait, I know what you can do next year. This is perfect. Check this out, Mike. Here we go.
No. That'll bring the police.
Oh, I forgot I sent you that one. I forgot.
You couldn't have timed that one any better, Mike. You just stepped into that one,
Hey, that's not Stay Puft.
That's not Stay Puft. Nope.
Oh.
Someone's saying Ghostbusters 2 was born. Come on, there were some good shots.
Did you fall asleep in it, Victor?
He probably did.
I mean, what was it? He goes, oh, the vibrations are really shaking her. I should have patted her feet. And Egon says, well, I don't think they make Nikes in her size, Ray.
Wait, Victor's answering. You saying yes? He's saying yes. He fell asleep.
Well, then you need to watch it with us because we make it more fun. So
that's right.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. A little fact I stumbled across too. I was trying to figure out who some of these people were, if they were people that were well known or not. So the guy that did the Statue of Liberty, he was the one who was the jogger who was the first person who was killed in Pet Cemetery. That's who this guy was.
Oh.
Remember with the brains hanging out?
Yeah.
That was him. And he was also the ghost jogger in the first Ghostbusters movie when they're going through the park.
Where he's jogging and he's checking his clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look at you.
Nate's fat.
Nate's fat.
Whoa.
Got typecast as a jogger.
Really?
Which means he could play Nate in a movie because Nate runs.
Exactly. Exactly.
When they do the Back in the Day movie, this guy's going to play you.
The Back in the Day movie. That's going to be good.
I could see it.
Hey, why not? Absolutely. Couldn't be any worse. Well, anyone want to hit on anything else before we kind of take another turn here?
Oh, let's take it. Turn it.
I thought we'd maybe touch a little bit on some of the gadgetry. Yeah?
There you go.
Some of the gadgetry. Any guys have any information on this at all?
Yeah, I want the car.
You're going to be in line behind me. Yeah.
I'm gonna. All right, well, fine. I'll get this. I'll get the what is it? The side rider or whatever. I'll be on there.
It's
Yeah, that one. Yeah, the ghost trap, the PKE meter. That's basically gives you any kind of aura or senses that with the ghost was appearing. at all. If it was down, there was no aura, there's no vibration, there's nothing there. But when it raised up, then you know that there was a spirit involved, or they're in the room.
And that one is loosely based on real technology, supposedly.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
So it's not all just made up stuff. Yes.
No, it's not all made up. No.
Merit. Right.
No.
Yeah,
that proton pack. If you watch Ghostbusters in stereo, if you got a like a sound system, they switch that on. That thing is loud.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is loud.
So, like the mix maybe wasn't done right. Is that what you mean, or is just?
Oh, it was done. I mean, it sounds good, but it's just
like
just that alarm.
Yeah,
No
almost like a plane, like a plane's engine. How you would turn it on,
right?
And the turbo. So
the
right,
turbine
so when
was full.
Yeah, you would hear it like it's warming up those protons before you start to shoot. So it's warming up.
Yeah.
And then that scene is great too when they're on in the elevator.
In the elevator,
right? And then Aykroyd says, "Just switch me on." So
just switch me on.
He switched them on, and the thing just boom comes on, and they all back up.
Just kind of go. Nobody knows that we have. What was it? Some kind of a nuclear accelerator on our backs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, we got Care joining us tonight. Hello, Care.
Hi,
Care.
I went to the Detroit Auto Show 2 years ago and got to see the Ghostbusters vehicle. I am insanely jealous over that.
I had somewhere on my Facebook page years ago. I was out working, and I was over somewhere in Kansas, and drove down the street, and the guy had one parked in his driveway. I took a picture of it.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fandom.
Wow. It really isn't. And I've seen, being a car guy and doing lots of car shows, I have seen many renditions of it. Anyone who could find an ambulance or an old hearse of any year, any make and model, grabbed that damn thing, painted it white, and tried to make a Ghostbuster Ecto-1 out of it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I've seen many. I've never seen the original. And, I'm not going to dive into it. If you guys want to, go back and watch one of our vehicle shows. That the original vehicle itself was extremely rare because it was literally part ambulance and part hearse when it was built. All those cars are built aftermarket. And if you watch the scene that alludes to the Ecto-1 when it pulls up in black primer, it has that hearse look to it. When you look in the front, you see the red lenses from the ambulance end of things, and the high top was the ambulance end of things, not the hearse end of things. And yeah, very rare car to begin with. And Cadillac took the car a handful of years ago and restored it. I guess they were getting ready for, I don't know if it was maybe the one of the remakes or not the remakes, one of the newer movies, or even maybe the video game. I don't think. And Cadillac took the car, hired a team, and they restored it, and Cadillac has it, and they go around and they put it out on display. So it's probably why she saw the Detroit Auto Show.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go, Care. There you go.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And the top.
Does Care live in Detroit?
Yes, she does. She lives in Michigan. Yes.
Oh, okay. Detroit.
Care is
You got a neighbor, Keith. You got a neighbor.
Yeah, my hometown. I was meet you at the auto show. Actually, I do see a lot of the Gran Turismos around here. With Starsky and Hutch. I see that a lot.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Someone's chiming in. Having Ecto-1 as my ways. That's my ways emoji too. As a matter of fact, that's awesome. I think that's Mark Ames saying that.
It is. It's Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
Is that Mark saying that? Yeah. He's my ways. Although I had to turn Dan Aykroyd's voice off. I had to go back to the standard one not because I don't like his voice. If you change the voice, they don't give you a heads up as to when turns are coming up. We were driving up to Cape Cod the other week, and I missed a damn turn. We ended up going the wrong way through Providence because it didn't give me a heads up on the turn.
Brother.
Yeah, it didn't in the street. So I'm blaming that one on Dan, not on me, not
Aykroyd's fault.
What do you got there, Mike? Hold on. Let me.
I got the glare. That's a Ghostbusters. There we go. Ghostbusters lobby card. Signed by Dan.
Very nice. Signature.
Nice.
Digging it.
What's that? Is that a vinyl album?
No, it's a lobby card. Remember back in the old days of theaters when they actually promoted stuff? They sent out lobby card pictures and.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Poster, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And while we're on the subject of tech, the Ghostbusters uniforms, like you were talking about earlier, are always so popular around Halloween. It has such a following, and they're such sticklers for for being as close to the original as possible, that Amazon has even put together a list of links to where to go to get things, so that you can be as screen accurate as possible. I mean, literally, they have it down to, here's the link to the adapter for the thing on the suit, and here's the suit you can buy, and I mean, even down to the fake cigarettes. And I look to be somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 to do it on the cheap. So, yeah.
Wow.
Well, Janie, the ones we saw at Screamfest, the stuff they had was,
yeah.
That
I mean,
cosplay stuff is high end. I mean, you do it right.
Exactly. And then they had them in different colors. So like if you didn't want the tan, but you want to be all, bougie, like a female wants to be, they got hot pink, they have orange, they've got purple, they got the navy blue, which is the one I like, is navy blue. So, I mean, and they do not spare any expense to make them look as authentic as possible, especially if you're in a group, because there's a lot of fan-based groups around here that will go ghost hunting. So they have different chapters in different states. And we got to see some when we were in Lexington, Mike and I.
Wow. Yeah, it's almost like the Star Wars with the 501st.
Oh, yeah, 501st,
groups all over the place. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of people that are involved in that. And I believe this, some of the justification with the different color suits. Oh, my fault there. God, I'm getting ahead of myself. Is some of the tie-in with the Ghostbusters cartoon?
Correct.
I think I read that somewhere.
Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, which was a big in itself. I mean, it won a couple awards. It ran for 7 or 8 seasons. I guess I didn't really watch it much just because of my age and as a teenager, so I was into more of the teenage things. But yeah. And it's still held in very high regards.
My sister Paula is watching tonight, and she and we both watched that show. I'm not going to deny my age. I sat there and watched it. I'm proud of it. I don't care. Okay.
I bought the toys. That was my contribution.
There you go. There you go. But I had given a little info to Nate tonight about one of the characters in this. I don't think some people may know, some people may not know, but there's a lot of voice actors that, like today, they do a lot of cartoons and all, but at the time Garfield was very popular around the same time with their little cartoon shows and specials and all, and the same actor that did the Garfield's voiced Peter Venkman in the cartoon show.
Lorenzo Music?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
And
he was on Rhoda.
Rhoda. That's it. It was either Mary Tyler. I think it was either her or Rhoda.
Yeah, he was Carlton.
Right, but it was Mary Tyler related. Yes.
This is Carlton, your doorman. Yeah.
Carlton, thank you very much. There you go.
I remember that character.
Yeah.
This is Carlton, your doorman.
The Janie's back there. All right. So some of the other names, so Dave Collier was Venkman for a while, it says. Arsenio Hall was Winston for a while. And I'm sure over the course of 7 or 8 seasons, I'm sure they probably had some character changes or voice changes. But yeah, I mean, Charlie Adler, I mean, there was some Frank Welker, some interesting voices in there that I simply had no idea was ignorant to. So yeah, it's kind of neat to see some of those bigger names kind of popping through there. Yeah.
See, it pays to watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh, I got nothing against them. Love it. I was just, I don't know. I was at that age. I was worried about cars and music and
boy.
girls and exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll still catch an episode of Looney Tunes. I love Looney Tunes.
Oh my gosh, yeah, you kidding me? You know that they're pretty much outlawed as far as like you can't show them in schools and stuff now, and
No.
yeah, way too violent. We all survive.
That's right.
Yep.
We all survive, and on the coming off of the heels of that was the Ghostbusters video game, which I was aware of, but apparently this was considered by a lot of the bigger fans to more or less be how the Ghostbusters 3 movie was to be written or should have been written, or one of the renditions of it, or they hold it as that, which I wasn't aware of.
No, I didn't know that either.
No, I watched a couple like interviews and reviews on it, and there was a lot of turmoil behind Ghostbusters 3. It was there was all these different ideas, and Aykroyd had all these different things they wanted to pitch, and it never really took off the ground. And apparently there were some of these ideas that went into this Ghostbusters 3 because this was very much similar to the cartoon, where it's like they were out, they were working, they were doing a job. It wasn't just like they had one big job to do it, and that was the end of it. So yeah. And I don't know about this one, but a lot of these newer video games, I'll see with my son and those guys, they'll play. They will actually sit and piece together on YouTube the cutscenes to make these little like videos. And some of these things are like I watched a Batman one. And it was like a 20-minute Batman, like an animated film, and here was cutscenes from one of the video games. So it's
video game. Yeah, I've done that before.
Apparently, like really holds its own, is considered by many to be, kind of, I don't know if you want to say canonized, but really important in the world of the Ghostbusters fans. So really cool stuff. And maybe you guys can help me out as far as the newer movies go. I saw Afterlife. That's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen the one with the all-girl cast and Hemsworth. I haven't seen the newest one yet. I've heard different things. I don't want to cast any, in my opinion, on it. I thought Afterlife was a great film. I really did.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
A nice homage to the original, and spoiler alert: when Egon shows up, you just can't. Everybody in our row is like,
Shane and I were talking about that before the show. He said, "Man, you got choked up when he just popped through, and all he did was sit there and smile a little bit."
Yep.
And I was catching some podcasts and some stuff like that, and some big online reviews by pretty big names in YouTube and stuff. And I was surprised. It was very much a 50-50, where people loved it and thought it was great.
Yeah.
People thought it was too dark. It was too quiet. It was too much just trying to pay homage, and didn't like it. I thought it was an amazing film. I really did.
I thought it was very well put together in order to add Harold to the story since his passing. So his character still lived on somehow, even though the actor had sadly passed away. And, with the female Ghostbusters, there's a little teeny tiny homage to him. And there's a scene to where, I don't know if it's Kate McKinnon or whoever, but they're walking through the college and there's a bust. It's a head bust of Egon. Yeah, Spengler.
Oh, wow.
And
I missed that.
Yeah. It's like a split second. It's in the very beginning, I believe, when they're talking to Kristen Wiig or something like that. But there's that in there. But I thought this was very well done. And the fact that the actor who was in the Shawshank Redemption looked that played the warden looked so similar to Harold that they used him as a stand-in. And when you put them side by side, yes, sir, it's uncanny. It's very uncanny. So there you go. What did you think of you can. I was saying that I gotta get it. I just told this to Nate today. You can put lipstick on a pig and it's still going to be a pig. To me, that girl Ghostbusters just did, seriously. It didn't do it for me because it did not continue that family genre of those major characters. You can't put Thor in there and say it was good. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it.
I mean, I like the cameos.
Yeah.
I thought the best line is when Andy Garcia plays the mayor and they're
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's
playing.
right.
They're trying to get him to listen to him, and Kristen Wiig says, "Do not be like the mayor in Jaws."
Jaws.
Yeah.
Oh no! Really? I gotta watch
like
that. Oh, I'm tracking that down tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have to
Do
send
not be
you
like the mayor in Jaws. Yeah,
I
that was
forgot
okay for
about
what
that.
it was.
sure. I haven't seen it, although I did. I watched the Dan Aykroyd interview, and apparently an all-girl cast was one of his ideas.
Yeah.
He's had so many different ideas of what he wanted to do with another film. That was one of. Now, whether or not they were like, okay, this was his, this is what we're going with. He
Right.
always wanted to pass it off to a new group, and one of his big ideas was to have an all-girl cast. And so,
I
yeah, I
one
don't
of
know.
them was Donna Dixon.
Yeah,
I did like the what's his name from Thor, who plays Thor.
Chris
Oh, Chris
Hemsworth?
Hemsworth. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hemsworth.
I did like his part.
yeah. He was like the Annie Potts character.
Yeah,
So he was
Yeah.
just the reverse. Yeah,
It was the
it
reverse.
was okay. It was clever. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't
it's worth a view.
live up. Yeah, it's worth watching, but it's never going to be. You can't compare it to the original because it's so iconic. I mean, you know, the movie turns 40 this year. We're still talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbusters spent 7 weeks at #1 box office, grossing $296 million. Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
And I guess we had a hard sell trying to get either Afterlife or the newest one sold off to the company to do because they were very hesitant. Aykroyd said they were very hesitant, and his response was, "Guys, we're going to do a $300 million movie, and it's easily going to gross $550 million. So basically, you're giving me a $300 million loan for a couple months. What's the big deal?" So it sounds like that they were a little worried that like maybe the franchise was poisoned with that with the all girl movie, or maybe it was something else. I don't know. So
Box office poison. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it make his money back? Did it make his money back though?
I don't know. I know it was doing well.
Yeah, Afterlife did.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Afterlife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, Frozen Empire. I mean, I've heard good things. I've heard not so good things. I'm not going to cast judgment until I watch it because I'll be honest with you. If it even is remotely as good as Afterlife, I think it's going to be a good movie to watch. That's my opinion.
Yeah. We're waiting to go because my son and we take the grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Because I took him to see them, and then we took him to see the girl one, and then this one. So that's like a family thing. So.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I do want to watch it. I'm not going to not. I'm definitely not going to sit here and comment. That drives me at the wall. How many films in the last 15, 20 years have been buried because of that? You know, and then you hear someone's reviews, and you're like, "Oh, the movie sucks. I'm not going to go see it." That drives me up the wall.
I do know that there, from seeing on TikTok, YouTube, or whatever, that there are some famous apparitions, ghosts, or whatever that make reappearances in this last one. So if you're a big fan of the original and you know it by heart, there's some that come back up. Not that, but there's some that do come back in this last one. So yeah.
I hope one of them's Harold, not Harold. Hope one of them's Rick Moranis.
That
was. I think that's what he wanted John Candy to be as. Was John Candy was supposed to be? He wanted John to play Louis Tully.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And he didn't want and John Candy didn't want any part of it. So then it went to Rick Moranis, which I think was just genius.
Who does your taxes?
I like Rick Moranis.
I have a friend in Baltimore. His stepdad. Well, he's a CPA, and his mom and stepdad were CPAs. But I'd go over to the house, and we start talking about something, and Will would always say, "So, who does your taxes?" No, I said, "I always think of Lewis." Always like that.
Who does your taxes?
He's getting locked out of his apartment.
Oh my God! All right, who brought the dog?
Who brought the dog?
I got my law degree at night school. How ironic! We were arrested at night. Yeah, wasn't that the line?
Or when they're in the second one, they're in the court. He goes, "Well, these guys came over and saved me because I turned into a dog, and they're really great people, and now I'm back again. Thank you, Your Honor." Thanks, Louis.
Right. I've seen some posts on Facebook that now it's $1 billion franchise. I think $1.2 billion for all 6 films.
Wow.
And I would assume that it's starting to hit some other generations now. Like I would assume with the new movie coming out, your younger kids are going to go back and see some of the originals. I would hope anyway. Because that's what I've always done with my son. We got Sonia. I'm originally from Ontario. Oh, Sonia is going to be making a trip to, I believe, Canada and New York. So, like, wine vineyard, and Crystal Head vodka. Oh, I have a bottle of it, and it's Crystal Head because the bottle it comes in is a crystal skull. I actually have a bottle of Dan Aykroyd's vodka.
Did he sign it? He was going around the country doing appearances because that's where my friend Marty got me the lobby card. He went up.
Oh, really?
Somewhere in Pennsylvania, he went up. And
really?
Yeah. And Dan Aykroyd was, he buy a bottle of vodka, he signed it, and he signed a couple other things. But yeah.
Sonia, whenever you go to New York, if you can, honey, you need to go by the actual fire station. Go by the hook and ladder.
Talking. And they reproduced that. They're reproducing that and turning that into a ride somewhere. I don't know if it's
It used to be at Universal Orlando. There used to be an attraction of Ghostbusters. When it first opened, and it wasn't a ride; it was a sit-down attraction. But you were there in the lab. You got to see all the Ghostbusters. You got to see the containment unit and all that. And then all of a sudden, they break out, and you're sitting in this theater, and you get air busted at you and water sprayed on you, and all these different ghosts come up. Then all of a sudden, miraculously, here come the Ghostbusters.
My son and I went. I got pictures of it somewhere. This is, speaking of Universal, this is the only.
I know who
I know that picture. Yeah.
I know that picture.
It's the only picture of me smiling at Universal because seconds later, I was told the Jaws ride was broken.
Oh.
Every other picture, I've got a frowny face. But
oh my God, that's therapy worthy right there. Sorry.
That's right. I showed up and saw Harry Potter instead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a cool ride, by the way.
At that point, I wouldn't have ridden that damn thing if it was the best ride in that whole park.
I would go on Hagrid.
It was all on
the ride. The Mummy ride was cool.
Yeah. Actually, I got to say, as much as I'm not a Harry Potter fan. My wife, huge Harry Potter fan, always has been, and I was very spiteful because I at least wanted to go around the park, and I at least wanted to find something Jaws related. Now this was, oh my gosh, 16 years ago. I couldn't find a T-shirt. The only thing I found is I found one of the original penny presses you could run a penny through.
Really?
And it would come up, say Jaws, Universal. I looked everywhere, and maybe I just didn't hit the right shop. Could not find one at that point. You couldn't have drugged me into anything Harry Potter related. I mean, it was At that point, I left. I went down to Simpsons Town, and I went into Moe's and had a beer. I was done.
Should have had a flaming Moe.
Did they call for somebody for Amanda hug and kiss at the time that you were there? Just curious.
Alcoholic and I pee freely. Yeah. We had a million of them.
And right next door was a food joint, and it was oh God, it was the two like kind of like redneck outbacks from the show. I can't remember. And the food was named like it wasn't like like chicken wings. It was like gizzards and beaks or something like that. I mean, it was it was great. It was great.
I was thinking about the Family Guy. They did the Simpsons Family Guy crossover, and Bart calls and does a crank call, and then Stewie tries it, and Mo's Tavern. He goes, "Hello, Mo. Your sister's being raped." And he hangs up the phone. And Bart's just like,
too far. Cross the line. Can you imagine if they were doing a Family Guy spot down there, like they had the Simpsons? That would be hilarious. Oh my god!
Oh god!
We got which Ghostbusters song do you like better? Ghostbusters Ray Parker '84 or Bobby Brown's On Our Own for '89?
Ray Parker, man.
Ray Parker.
I gotta go with Ray Parker.
You gotta go with the OC, man. Gotta go with the OG song.
Bobby Brown wasn't bad, but
no,
it was good. But I did like. I thought Parker's was a little catchier. Yeah, a little bit less.
I had the soundtrack. Did anybody own the soundtrack?
The Ghostbusters. Yeah.
That was a very good soundtrack.
Very good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I had the vinyl too.
Whoa!
Oh, wow!
Huh? He did it on the Oscars. Was it Dom DeLuise was like the giant whatever they were trying to? I remember it was just a horrible production number, but they did it on the Oscars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I did not know.
That was Victor. Check me. Was that the year Stevie Wonder won?
Was it for I Just Called to
Say I Love You?
Woman in Red?
Yeah.
Woman in Red, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bobby Brown, but he also made a little cameo too in number 2 at Gracie Mansion. He was the doorman. That's right. He was the door because he asked the Ghostbusters, "Hey man, can I have one of those proton packs for my little brother?" So he made a little cameo. Yeah.
All right. So at least Bobby Brown didn't pay money. He didn't have much of a choice there. Yeah, not much of a choice there.
No, didn't.
That was court mandated. Yeah. So you look so beautiful today, Jeannie.
Oh, thanks, Bernard.
Man.
Very nice.
Yeah, she got her Jaws mug from all of us, so she was very happy with that. So
she did.
Yep, she got it. Yep.
I'm hoping she got her ticket. We sent her a ticket too.
I guess the rest of us are just chopped liver.
The 3 of us, we're Ugmos.
That's right.
Janie,
she has to look at us every week.
Night and we're the Pips.
Because he's leaving. On that midnight train to Georgia.
Leaving on the midnight train.
Please don't turn us off because we did that, please.
If you get flagged for copyrights on that, we're in a lot more trouble.
I've gone to her restaurant in Georgia. It's awesome. Oh.
She'll forgive us. I'll send her a couple bucks.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we're just about rounding that time out. I got one or two things. I have some clips queued up, and it's not that big of a deal we get to it because we're just about at the hour. But I did want to throw up, as soon as I saw this picture, and someone sent this to me tonight, I was literally waiting to get the show started. Janie was playing around, and when she sent me the pictures on the right, all I could think of was this scene. We got a call!
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it. Do it.
You want to do it? Okay. Ghostbusters, what do you want? What? You do? You have? Oh, they'll be totally discreet. Thank you. Boom! We got one! Just for you, Nate.
Good stuff. I love it. Literally pulled that up. I was like, I got to put it on. I'll work that in there somehow. You didn't walk into it like Mike just walked into that one tonight, but I had to type it in there.
Snapchat makes me look hot, man.
If you got it, you got to show it. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Love it, Sonia. Wow, JJ rules. Looks like it's pretty popular tonight, JJ.
Yeah.
Feeling some in the limelight.
I know my crap, man.
Fun fact: Huey Lewis made disparaging remarks about Clarkson, Michigan.
I never saw Huey Lewis in concert.
Was not such a fan after that. Wow, did not know that.
Wow, didn't know
He's
that,
no
yeah.
longer performing. He's got
Hearing issues.
Is
His
it his hearing? Okay, yeah, yeah. He had to walk away from it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Not knowing that God was from Michigan, Huey Lewis badmouth the mitten. Who paid the price?
He said, "Aha! You want to talk like that?
There
You're done."
Yep.
Motor City.
So I guess they're doing it as a musical. What do they call it? A jukebox musical coming to Broadway. The Huey Lewis's stuff.
No, really.
Yeah.
Which is, it's kind of ironic because Brian Jones, the lead singer of AC/DC, had to stop playing and touring because his hearing loss was so severe. I mean, he was sitting inside of a box for a while. He's back. They have cured him.
Oh my goodness.
They have fixed his hearing. So apparently, AC/DC money goes around a lot better than Huey Lewis and the News money does.
Well, I'm not special because his last show was here in Kansas City. That was the last time he sang with him. Then they replaced him.
Really?
Oh well.
Yeah, Axl Rose came in for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So apparently he's back. I don't know if it's restored 100%, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm sure that's groundbreaking on a lot of fronts. You know.
Good for him.
A picture. Can you take the picture down now, please?
Come on, it's a good picture. Okay.
Hey, what about Steve Perry? He had to walk away from Journey, didn't he?
Steve kind of like, I think it was more or less like he just, I want to say, I know some of the story, but not all of it. Mm-hmm. But it was more or less like he wanted to focus on his single, solo career. And that with that, and then all of a sudden, he had some personal issues that he had to deal with, so he just stepped away from music altogether. But then he came back, and he did a Christmas album this past year.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he did a Christmas album, but the whole Journey band kind of issue is like, it's just torn. It's just a bad situation, and I have a friend who knows the drummer from Journey, and anyway, it's just, they were good when they were good, but when you're going to wind up, when money comes into play, it's going to screw up.
Yeah.
So
same thing with Styx, Dennis DeYoung.
Styx, Dennis DeYoung. Yeah. So
Donna's chiming in here. Bill Murray.
I have a picture of that.
Yeah. And I had read that he was like an honorary assistant coach. I know he's on the island a lot. The last time I was on the island and we went down to Menemsha, it was like 2 days later. Someone had a picture of him sitting down in the parking lot talking to the police. He was trying to get a parking spot to go catch the sunset. Yeah.
My buddy sent me a picture of him. He went to go watch the Sharks play, and there he was. And I'm at work, and I see this picture of my buddy and Bill Murray, and I'm like, I literally screamed, and I son of a,
His son is assistant coach at UConn basketball team.
Really?
Very well. Yeah. Just came out this week. He won a tournament or something. He's a coach.
In the middle of
basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really interesting.
Very proud of him. Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah. That's quite cool. Yeah.
Very.
Well, guys, I think we're gonna wrap things up right there. We've hit that magic hour. We've had some fun. We've had a lot of fun. To be honest with you, we always have a ton of fun. And as much as we kind of sit back and laugh, I think by the time we hit Thursday, all the hard work is done and we're all ready to go and kind of prepared. And this is kind of like you put it on cruise control, and this is like fruit at the end of the tree limb. And we all put a lot of time and background into this every single week. And I was going through things this past week, and I was trying to find little clips and little pictures here and there of one of them or two of our previous shows. And I came across this clip completely by accident. No one on the board right now even knows that I did this. This is just for fun, just for a surprise. I'm going to roll us out with this tonight. And I'm going to stop talking because then I go down these little tangents. But there's a big reason why we go through this and we work so hard, because we enjoy doing this so much, sitting here and hanging out with each other and you guys. And there's a big reason why we don't drink when we do these shows. Because if we did, shows would not go the way that they do. If we did. Oh, just wait. Oh, Keith and Jay, you think you're laughing at? Just wait a second. It's going to get really good, really fast. So I tried to send this video to you guys. The file was too big, so I even narrated part of it before I sent it to you. So we're going to end on this, totally unrelated to the show, but just a little kind of, just something I happened to stumble across really fun when I was trying to grab little clips of things here. I'm just going to pull this up for everyone to watch and for everybody to enjoy. And we'll say
we're going to apologize in advance. Okay, there you go.
It's a real short clip. But everyone have a wonderful week. I'm glad you guys joined us. Talk a little bit about Ghostbusters tonight. And
who are you going to call?
Yeah. We'll see you back next week.
Call us.
Yes. That's right.
We'll bust these ghosts.
You saw the picture. You saw the uniforms. Come on. Yeah, we can handle it. No problem.
Don't look at the trap.
Don't cross the streams. And bring the Twinkies.
Big ones.
All right, I'm going to take us out. I'm going to pull this up full screen and let it. Actually, no, I'm going to let because I want to see all your reactions here when I do this. This is going to be good.
Okay, wait a minute.
Messing around with stuff for Thursday night's video and started altering the time. This is what happens if we drink and do a show.
Pre-Easter, Friday Eve, whatever you want to call it.
But look what the Easter Bunny brought us today.
Yeah.
You see that?
Bunny brought us tonight. That's pretty
funny.
Cool.
We got Keith in the house.
Very cool. We got Keith with us tonight. Really happy about that. Always happy.
I've never been happier to miss a show in my life.
You didn't miss much.
Oh,
you didn't miss much.
Oh. Thank God for grandchildren. Thank God for grandchildren and school concerts. Yeah.
Oh, I got tears in my eyes. That was hilarious.
Oh. Well, whenever we do our first movie night, our first movie watching, we'll all drink. I'll have a
That was even better.
Oh, that was awesome.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, I've had that under my hat for a couple of days, and it was hard.
Oh my God. I can't see.
That was one hell of a drink.
That was good stuff, right?
Look what the Easter Bunny brought. That's the best. That's the best.
And the only thing I kept thinking is, Steve, he was just slow-mo smiling. And so we all looked like we were drinking. He looked like he was high as a kite, you know, the entire time. I don't know why there was such a differentiation, but it was, oh my gosh. I was laughing out loud. And I was trying to get pictures for the picture of us in the uniform. That's what I had to find a picture of his head like this and my head like this. And that was the product. So.
Oh, you guys.
Oh my God.
Oh. The trio and asses. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Leave you on a high note. We'll see you again next Thursday.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.